It's mid-December, nearly Christmas, plenty of rain, cold, and the days are still getting shorter. It's dark about 4 o'clock now. It can feel a little grim, but all this does make you appreciate what daylight there is, and things are often more precious when they're limited. It's really easy to forget how different it was relatively recently, so I thought it might be worth reflecting on what turned out to be what you might call a very fruitful summer. And I say fruitful because in the 5 years of being here, I haven't seen fruit yields like those of the last few months. Pears, apples, quinces, plums, cherry plums, sloes, it's felt overwhelming. And the challenge has been making time to do something with them. But perhaps the best part, aside from the satisfaction of looking at a pyramid of newly filled jam jars, is when you get to this time of year and fancy a treat, and it's quite special to be able to open a bottle and taste summer when you're well into winter. To that end, I've put together some snapshots of making cherry plum compote and sloe gin, and there's a separate video for quince jam and quince jelly, also linked below. For the cherry plums, the first step, of course, is picking them. They're quite small, and with a stone in the middle, you need a fair number, but this wasn't a problem this year. And they taste delicious raw too, so you have to refrain from eating them as you pick them, or from eating too many of them at least. Once you have enough plums, you might want to aim for a few kilograms. The next step is to de-stone them. These cherry plums are so small that I found the most efficient way is not to use a knife, but just to squash them with your fingers. The stone pile goes into the compost heap and the rest into a big pan. The recipe I used is quite simple. I've pasted it below, but in summary, for every 500 grams of stoned plums, use about 100 grams of sugar. You can add a teaspoon of lemon juice towards the end too, but that's not essential. And that's it. As for the blackthorn, the sloes, and making sloe gin, there are a couple of shorts on these. I'll link them and I'll try and put together a full video. I have to say, this is the first time I've tried it, so it might end up being a disaster, but let's see. So far so good. From the colour, it's progressing nicely. It took a few days for the gin to take on the red of the sloes, but now at least it looks delicious. But so far it's only had about a month, and the suggestion is that 6 months to a year is ideal. Patience is required, but the advice is also to taste it early on to see whether it needs more sugar, and that feels like an excuse, but an excuse I will happily take advantage of. That's probably enough about goings on in the kitchen. Outside, even the oak has lost almost all its leaves now. 2 months ago it was still green and covered with acorns, and now it stands amid a carpet of brown. The ash trees lost their leaves much earlier, but their keys, their bunches of seeds, will stay on the branches for months. And the ground has started to become saturated too. The pond, which dried out completely in the summer, has filled up again. I've planted some baby swamp cypress trees around here, Taxodium diastecium, as they should love the boggy conditions. So far they're quite small, but let's see how they do in the spring. I'll keep you updated on that. More generally, with heavy rain, the river rises dramatically. It's so different to the stream it becomes in the summer. The willow meadow has flooded already too, just for a day or so, but for the next few months it will be prone to flooding. I love these bulrushes growing by the river. Their seeds are packed together so tightly. When you press them, especially if they've had a chance to dry out, they burst into plumes which float off in the wind or make a mess in your kitchen. There was a chance for a late mow of the area I want to turn into a wildflower meadow. Ideally, I'd use a scarifier to expose more of the soil, but for now this is the best I can do. And to compensate, I cut the grass as low as I could and then removed the bulk of the cuttings. I've scattered some wildflower seeds here, including yellow rattle. This is the first time trying to grow yellow rattle, Rhinanthus minor. It's an interesting plant because it's a half parasite. When it finds grass roots, it penetrates them and then steals nutrients from the grass. And this is helpful in creating a wildflower meadow because the grass becomes weakened, leaving space for other plants to establish without the grass dominating. Hopefully there will be some signs of the yellow rattle in the spring. We'll just have to wait and see. I'll leave it there for now. There are some more updates to come, but I need to get on top of a few other tasks first, not least proper work. For now, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you soon.